ask this question about Ryan Flaherty. Was he on that coaching staff?
Yes, Flash was.
Yes.
Yes, he
Okay.
was. Yep.
What are your experiences with him? Because some Padres fans with this manager search, they were like, "Oh, that's just Manny's guy. We don't need
Mhm.
that." Where I'm hesitant to say that because I don't know what Ryan Flaherty does as the offensive coordinator. I know he was in a different role, but like, what were your experiences with Flash?
And then the thing about Flash is that he will be a manager at some point. There's no question. He has so much knowledge for the game and puts so much effort into that. I think about 2020. I think he retired in 2019 or maybe 2018. I can't be certain of that, but I know from going from a player to a coach was very short for him, and he did such a great job in that transition because if you look at Flash's career, he had a really, really nice major league career. He was a really good player for a long time, and carved out a really nice career for himself. But by doing that, he ultimately we all had respect for him when he came over. But then how he went about his business as a coach and getting you information and really transitioning into that role with like zero ego showed a lot about his character,
Yeah.
and I have so much respect for that guy. And again, I'm fully confident in saying this guy will manage at some point in the major leagues. So that's what I was saying. Going back to the other candidates, Flash is a great candidate, and he will get his opportunity. It just wasn't right now, and it wasn't with the San Diego Padres. So, but at some point, he will be a manager in the major leagues. He's that good, and he's that committed to wanting to do it. So it's just a matter of time for him.
So you see like his commitment to learning like what makes players tick as a coach, like on that different side of
Mhm.
things compared to being a player. Like you talk about his big league playing career. Yeah, I mean, 8 years, 2019 with Cleveland, I think was his last big league season. Just
Right.
his communication. Um, what are some of those other positive aspects you see from him?
He was always the first guy there at the complex, and as a player, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to be the first person there. So that's why I'm saying with the transition, he made it so quickly. He was using data and like analytics, but not fully like this is end all be all. And he was getting you information. Talk about like hitters meetings and things like that. He was really good about going over scouting reports, and he was really good about tailoring that to you. Whereas maybe it wouldn't be like a broad, hey, this guy throws 95 and he's got a sinker and a cutter, and it would be like he would do that, but then he would break off and go, hey, Greg, so I think this is how this guy's going to attack you tonight. If you get this pinch hit appearance in the seventh against this guy, I would look for something like this. What's your thoughts? And then you kind of like, oh yeah, I like that, or I faced him in the past, and yeah, I think something like that would happen. So his work ethic obviously got him that 8-year career in the big leagues. I think he was a first rounder out of Vandy. So, he was a high profile guy, and then kind of towards the end of his career was like a utility guy. So he's kind of been all facets of the game as well. He was a top prospect, and then he was the utility player, like basically my whole career. Like just being that utility guy. So he kind of has a really good grasp of everybody as well. So yeah, he's awesome. He's a great guy.